Welcome to it.
Hey, we're here.
Different venue today.
Yeah, this is our Tuesday venue, right? Don't we normally hang out here on Tuesdays?
We got a lot of activity going on in the main studio.
We've got activity going on in all the studios. Here in the Weather Center, we can see the under development, the new studio. I forget the exact code name.
I don't know if it's been, they were going to solicit, so we have like a podcasting, but like a video podcasting.
Right.
Like vodcasting.
See, I didn't want to say that word because I didn't know if it's a real word or if we just made it up or.
I don't know either.
What
but it's a podcasting. See, people watch podcasts.
Right.
They listen to it, but they also watch podcasts.
They love them.
So we have that kind of vibe going on with a room over there. But they were supposed to solicit the staff for like names, you know, to try name us something clever.
Right.
I couldn't come up with anything. Which reminds me of the title of this show, actually. Because we were asked to come up with names, and JD and I think, both had the same idea of consulting ChatGPT.
We asked, get an opinion.
Right.
Yeah,
and
totally.
Nobody really liked the suggestions that ChatGPT had.
Yeah.
Which is where we find ourselves today.
Yeah, so we're friends.
So now we're friends.
With friends.
I was...
do you think the song was already discovered?
Oh, you think they found...
They had the song already picked out?
I wonder... No, yeah. I think they found the song first, and then they decided to name the show after the song.
Make a name to go along with our...
Look, here's the thing. Nothing lasts forever, right? I mean, you know, right? I mean,
yeah, I don't know where you're going with that. But
I don't know. I did... so I was soliciting on my Facebook page for any questions or comments that folks might have for our show.
The power of social media.
Right. And I probably should have sent this out earlier than I did, but got some responses from someone who wants to be maybe not identified, S.
Okay, S.
So S asked
Code
the
name
question,
S?
asked, and this is actually a very great question. After last year's horribly hot summer, could this summer be one of the coolest on record? That's quite, and then the second question is, what do you think the Texans' record will be? So let's start with the easy one.
The Texans'
record, yeah.
Okay, remind me how many games we play in a season.
Well, there's 17 now.
There's now 17,
forever, there was 16 forever. Now it's up to 17.
I think they could double digit. I think you could 10-7.
That sounds pretty
good.
good.
They're going to be better. You 12 and 5.
You know, maybe like maybe like an 11-6 kind of year.
Oh,
because you never know. You never know if there's going to be injuries and all that kind of. You can't account for that stuff.
You know, and it's interesting you should bring that up because when I sometimes go and give a hurricane presentation, a talk, I bring up the fact about the seasonal outlooks for hurricane season.
Yes, yeah.
And I would say it doesn't really matter what they are. We're always prepared. And then people ask me, well, then why do we even do them?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, well, you're kind of why don't you have the more confidence in them? And I'm like, well, it's like predicting the future. You know, if I'm a sports analyst, if football is my life, I'm expected on the first game of the season to pick the Super Bowl winner on the very first game of the season. I'm supposed to know that. So in the weather world, it kind of works the same way. You're supposed to be able to know what's going to happen.
Sometimes there's going to be an injury. Sometimes there's going to be some, a high pressure system that slides over a little bit.
A relentless high pressure system.
Right. Okay, so we're going for definitely a winning season.
Oh, totally.
We're gonna make a run to the playoffs. The other question is an interesting one, which is, since we've been so rainy, I think.
Right.
You know, are we trending toward maybe being a coolest or a much cooler summer on record?
Sure.
And so I will right now in real time.
Right here.
In real time, I'm going to pull up and see where we rank so far. So through yesterday. I will tell you that officially for Houston, because we had a high temperature, surprisingly of 92 yesterday. I didn't think we got that warm.
That happened over the weekend too, where I'm just like,
oh really?
Just like it's somehow
11:40 a.m. it got up to 92. So anyway, so our average for the month, so that's below average, and for the month here, bear with me.
I'm impressed you can find it on your phone that fast.
I don't know. So for the month, we've had an average high temperature of 93.5. And an average low of 76.7, which actually puts us at normal. It's like 0.3 degrees above normal, actually, for the month of July.
Oh, for the high and low. Okay.
Yeah, for the month of July in Houston. So, you know, are we on pace right now to have the coolest on record? No, probably not. But I would say that definitely recently, you know, we've had, you know, we have a chance like today and the next few days, you know, to have some very much below average temperatures if the rain holds on.
I would really enjoy a high pressure system to park itself over us in the month of August, because I don't trust the tropics in August.
Yeah.
And I would like that defense. I'd be really, you know, from the tropics, I'd be willing to deal with whatever that means, you know, heat wise. Plus, it's been so wet so far.
Yeah, we need a little
Seems like
bit
we
of a
could
break.
get pretty far into August before we'd have some major drought issues because of all the rain that we've already had.
I added up some of the rainfall totals yesterday. Sometimes, you know, like you run out of things to talk about. So you're like, what kind of interesting information could I give the people? And in Huntsville, Texas, which I think you've been,
My mom
been to
lives
Huntsville
there.
before, yeah.
I know a lot about Huntsville.
Yeah, rainfall for the year so far, in excess of 60 inches. I think 62 inches since January 1st. Way above the annual average already. So, yeah. So anyway, you know, coolest on record, no. S, no, definitely not. Okay, well, so before we get to the next set of questions, because I do have a lot of them to get to. Here's a look at some rainfall. So yesterday had to do a cut-in for a flash flood warning for the Baytown area. 4 inches of rain in 90 minutes, almost 1 inch of rain in 10 minutes. And then later on in the evening, I was watching Ramisha Shade, and she was on for some flooding in the Kingwood and Porter area. And that was from where you see that 5.5 popping up there. So yeah, that was some pretty nasty stuff there, and unfortunately we could see some locations getting in on more of that type of activity. So today's outlook, it is a Fox 26 storm alert day, and that's because we could have some flooding taking place in a couple of isolated locations heading into this afternoon and this evening. Here's the rainfall forecast here for the next 5 days. The coastal areas most at risk for seeing heavy rain tomorrow and Thursday, but really, you know, it's hard to get specific. It really could be anywhere. Here's what's happening as we take a little tour around southeast Texas. There actually is a flood advisory that's been issued down there around Port Lavaca, which I think is probably in response to a lot of rain that fell earlier this morning down there. The rest of the area, we have like a little bit of a break. I mean, it's set up very oddly so far today because it was firing up this morning. I really thought, man, this is just going to pound Houston. And we did get a pretty decent downpour right over NRG as the folks were waiting to see the Texans this morning, and then it kind of just passed by. The temperatures are rolling in the 80s, which is nice. You know, we don't see that very often.
A lot of cloud cover still kind of helping with that.
Oh, good. Because, yeah, when I looked outside, I said, oh, gosh, it's sunny. So we do have some heavy rain moving toward Navasota, so watch out for that one. Also on I-45 north between New Waverly and Huntsville. More rain for Huntsville. Add to that rain bucket. Here's a closer look at that action there. That's near Todd Mission and heading up right along the sort of the county line there. Between Washington County and Grimes County. And then a few other spotty showers over here, Channelview Highlands, Galena Park, a couple of showers passing by there. And then it looks like a decent downpour over Seabrook and Kemah.
Yeah, that one's really firing up quick.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, you know, about it for now. You know, there's nothing torrential, which I'm happy to say. So we'll take another look here, coming up here in just a moment. Okay, so Deborah.
Oh, yeah. Let's do another Facebook before we do our break, right?
So, yeah. So, Deborah asked, are you going to Elvis Week 2024? You said ask any question, and I did.
Thank you, Deborah.
So, are you going to Elvis Week 2024?
I am not attending Elvis Week that I know of. I'm not sure where it is or even...
It's in Memphis.
No. I'm not going to Memphis anytime soon.
It's in Memphis.
It's a good location for it. It would make sense.
Yeah. The tickets, if you're interested in going to Elvis Week 2024, the tickets are available on the Graceland website.
Okay.
It's an entire week of all things Elvis. All things Elvis. Now, let's see. Betsy Faye, I love that name.
Sure.
I love hyphenated, like double part names. I like that. Any updates on the tropics? Hearing reports that storms are possibly headed toward the Gulf. Well, I'll tell you that in the short term, Betsy, those reports are not accurate. There's really nothing headed toward the Gulf soon. We've had a lot of dust, Saharan dust. Everything's pretty quiet, but you know that once we get past the next couple of weeks, it's probably going to start really.
Yeah, mid-August.
Yeah, it's going to start firing up. It's going to really crank up. Speaking of cranking up, you know how you'll have those crank flashlights and stuff every once in a while?
Yeah, totally.
We have one of those, and I must say I don't like it.
What?
It's a lot of work.
Does it have the radio and everything built into it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's the whole unit.
Yeah, it's a flashlight and radio, and it makes that whiny noise when you crank it. I don't really like it, but that's why I like a lot of the products that you've been showing lately that even run on, like, you could charge them before the storm, and then when the sun comes out, you could even run them on solar power.
Yeah, most of those crank radios that I've seen nowadays do have the solar panels included on them now. So let the sun do the work if you can.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think they're still good if you have energetic young children.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can get them to do it. That's true. That's a good idea, actually.
Child labor laws. I'm not really sure exactly what's happening there.
All right, so what are we doing after this break?
We've got an unboxing, a hurricane gear test unboxing. I was out of the office yesterday, and I walk in today, and 4 big boxes arrived. I'm not sure what's in them, to be perfectly honest. And, well, one of them I'm pretty sure, but the other ones I'm not 100% sure what's in the boxes. So I thought I'd let Mike pick a box, and we'd open it.
So stick around. After this break, we'll find out what's in the box.
Fox 26 is your Gulf Coast Weather Authority. And while our area is vast,
this storm could bring widespread flooding and dangerous winds to our entire...
Our forecasting zeroes in.
These storm cells over the ship channel are particularly dangerous.
From your community.
Memorial Park is getting hammered right now with heavy downpours.
Right down to your neighborhood streets.
We're starting to see the water rise along Buffalo Bayou.
It's hyper-local coverage from your Gulf Coast Weather Authority. Only on Fox 26. Fox 26 News at 9. Our breaking bond reports hold judges accountable.
A 20-year-old charged with manslaughter.
The News Edge at 10. Your clues help find the missing.
Her son never made it to his
investigations that get results. Weeknights on Fox 26. Engaging and shareable. Visit the Fox 26 Houston Facebook page. Need a legal question answered? Fox 26 legal expert Chris Tritico can help.
But this may be a pretty sizable claim that your sister has.
Just send your legal questions to fox26law@fox.com. Then tune into Houston's morning show every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 a.m. to hear your questions answered. The news doesn't stop on weekends.
We're learning more details about a story we first brought you yesterday morning.
And neither do we.
But as we head throughout the afternoon, that's when the rain starts moving in from the southwest.
Fox 26 Morning News Weekends with Denise Middleton.
Well, now to a story you'll see only on Fox. The family of a beloved bartender in North...
And meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
Right now, we are seeing some of the heaviest rain start to push off to our...
Fox 26 Morning News Weekends, Saturdays and Sundays beginning at 5 a.m.
The Fox 26 Weather app with more features in one easy-to-use screen. Current weather at a glance, high-resolution interactive radar, severe weather alerts, video forecasts, and much more. It's the power of your Gulf Coast Weather Authority in the palm of your hand. The Fox 26 Weather app. Download it today.
The Fox 26 YouTube page, your home for the best Fox 26 has to offer. The latest news.
Good evening, I'm Caroline Collins. Topping the rundown.
Our most popular local programs like the Isaiah Factor Uncensored.
Why the hell are so many people burned out?
And stories you may have missed from series like Breaking Bond.
The quicker we get a grasp on what's happening.
Sullivan Smart Sense and The Missing.
Please pick up the phone and call the police. Remember, you can remain anonymous.
The Fox 26 YouTube page. Like and subscribe today.
All right.
All right.
I feel very well lit over here. How do you feel?
Yeah, definitely. This is the place to be.
So yesterday, I'll tell you, our security guard, Mr. Dennis, he came by and he said, when you see John Dawson, tell him he's got 4 heavy boxes at the front desk.
Yep.
Heavy boxes.
And I had jury duty yesterday, so I didn't come by. But today, I walk in, Mr. Dennis right away, flagged me down, got the cart, brought the 4 boxes down here, and I thought it would be fun to kind of unbox one of them. Now, I'll tell you this, Mike. I know from the logo here, I know what should be in here.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure what's in here. I just realized when we walked over, there's a label that says exactly what's inside this box. So
well,
I know
but I haven't seen
it's
it
with
though.
this one. Yeah,
I haven't seen
no,
it, though.
and I'm not really sure what's about in this one either. So I got 4 boxes here. We probably only have time for one, but if
this is
can
like
get into more than one, we can open them up. What do you think?
Well, this is like Christmas.
It is.
I think
a
the
little
most
bit.
exciting one is going to be the biggest one.
Okay.
So which would put it between one of these two.
Yep.
So I don't know. I mean,
well,
they both look pretty exciting.
Let's do this one. Let's do this one.
All right, here we go.
And and I'll tell you right away, I recognize the logo. You see the logo on the, where is it? Right here.
Yeah, it's like
like
a flame kind of thing?
Yeah, that's BioLite is the logo.
Yeah, okay.
BioLite. Remember, they make flashlights. They make.
Yes.
They originally made the little stove that's where they kind of got their name. They made the stove that creates energy for your USB devices. But then also I've done several
Wait,
flashlights.
what? I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's like how they first got on the market. They built a little stove, and you put real wood in it.
Yeah.
And when it generates heat, it creates electricity. And you plug your USB into it, and it can charge. So again, you can use that off the grid. You can use it in places where electricity is not very common. And
that is a very cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that.
That kind of got them on the map. And then again, they started making flashlights. They make chargers as well.
Wow.
And then this is going to be their latest power station.
Okay.
Is what this is going to be. And I'm excited. Anytime I can get something that's like relatively new to the market, that always kind of is fun. So this is supposed to be brand new to the market, and I thought this was going to be one of those boxes inside of a box.
Whoa.
Kind of a thing. Yeah, right?
Okay. You want to tilt it, or you want to?
Yeah, hold on. Let's get some more room here to work.
Because these things are heavy too. Anything that's like it has a battery in there is going to be heavy. Should I tilt it toward you?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Totally towards me.
All right.
All right.
See, keeping you in suspense, guys, just a little while longer. Yeah, the box in the box is hard to get out.
Yeah, and again, this thing is not light. Okay, here we go. We'll let you get rid of that one. Okay.
So here we go. We'll just.
Here, I'll put the. I know we're not going to be doing any zooming in, but I'll put it this way so you can get a look at it, the picture of it.
Okay.
All right, so this is the power station, all right? And again, they always have kind of like camping and off-grid kind of mind. So this is their latest one. I had a chance to review their previous model, and the thing that really blew me away about the previous model, and we were kind of grunting with the size of this thing, whatever, but pound for electricity, it was the lightest one that I've ever worked with. It was so nice to have light, and it wasn't that big, but it had a ton of power. So I haven't had a chance to really look into things.
Yeah, they got the tech specs on here.
Yeah, you got you got lots of. You can input different ways you can input it, output it. I'm looking for some of the just basic. This isn't the one I want with some of the basics.
So, but the use case for this would be you keep it plugged in or charged all the time, right?
Yeah, totally.
And then the power goes out.
That's what I'm looking for.
The power goes out. You've got USB chargers, A and C.
Yep.
You've got 3 of these kind of regular kind of plugs.
Just AC plugs.
Yeah, just regular AC plugs, and then you've got like a.
That's the car plug,
yeah.
You know, the DC plug for sure.
So this will kind of keep you going for a while.
Yeah, and again, like when I'm looking at chargers, portable power stations. This is more than just a USB charger, but a portable power station. I like if you're 1,000 watt hours, that's pretty big. I mean, that's a fairly big sized power station. And this one is 1,500, so this is even bigger than kind of what I usually consider as a large power station overall. And of course, it'll have different ways that you can charge. So like you could just plug it into the wall of your house, and that'll charge it before the event. But then also they'll have solar panels, I think, that go along with it that you can also charge up as well. I have to kind of confirm that, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean that would be sort of pretty awesome if you could charge it, you know, via the sun when you don't need it, and then after the sun goes down, you've got lights and lamps and you know, maybe a small fan or something.
And I just think for like who would need this kind of a thing? First of all, if I lived in an apartment, you know, and it doesn't have a generator. I know some of the apartments actually have generator systems, but if I didn't have a generator, you know, you're not going to. The apartments don't. You're not going to be able to have your own generator. You can't,
no, that's not going to cut
really,
it. No.
It's not very safe. So something like this would be something I want. And you know, you've got a lot of power needs nowadays for different things. And the other thing would be, you know, I would want this if I had a family, because like those devices are really helpful when you're trying to just get through the days or through the nights. I mean,
you can keep everything charged with this one.
Kind of be there.
So it says here it's 25 pounds.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry, 26.5 pounds.
Okay.
So, which actually is
that's
reasonable.
Yeah, it's just I mean,
it's
big, but
it
it's
is
not,
heavy, but
yeah, right.
Yeah, it is heavy, but some of these things are crazy. 10-watt wireless charger. Let's see, wireless.
On the
output. So what
top
does
it
that
has
mean?
wireless charging on the top. You know, like
you can stick your phone
if
on
your
there?
phone
Okay.
is a wireless charge, you can. That was the other thing. I'd never seen a power station that had wireless charging before the previous model. So again, this is pretty new.
Didn't
stuff.
even think that was a thing.
Yeah, no, that's right. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's one of the cool features of this thing. And then here, the solar panels confirming you can charge with solar panels. They're here on the side.
Sold separately, the solar panel?
Correct. They're not in this box for sure on that one. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, still pretty cool. Definitely good stuff. I mean, look, we've all learned after barrel, any electricity is welcome, even if it's just to keep the lights on, maybe to keep a fan going. You know, I mean, this is not going to keep the refrigerator going, because that's just
no, not for very long. I mean,
maybe for an hour.
Yeah, it can run it for an hour or two if you needed some short term. You said fan. I just wanted to back up and talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that I was like, I had no AC for a couple days, and I was just like, I couldn't believe the difference that a fan makes. And yeah, this will run some fans.
Real quick, you mentioned this, I think, on the air. I can't remember if it was on a Forecasting with Friends or on a gear. I think it was on a gear test, one that you did a couple weeks ago. But it had to do with it was a battery pack. Now you mentioned that if you own a generator, but maybe it's going to take you a little while to get it up and running for some reason.
Yeah, totally.
You know. And you're scrambling to get gas, and you realize, oh gosh, I got to add oil to it or whatever.
Right.
And if you have one of these, it'll kind of carry you over till you can.
My wife is a super capable person. She could haul the generator out of the garage. I mean, it's a little bit close to the maximum thing that she wants to lift, kind of a thing. She could haul our gasoline generator out of the garage and set it up. She's very capable of doing that. But we had a battery, something like this, a little bigger. That was bigger, and it was so easy for her just to roll it out of the closet, it had wheels on it, and plug in the refrigerator. You know, you try to go as long as you can without thinking, okay, I got to get power to this refrigerator. So yeah, something like this could be sort of the thing that gets you to your bigger power source.
Right, like a bridge.
Yeah.
All right, cool stuff. All right, we got time for one last segment, and we're going to spend that bringing you the latest weather forecast here in about 2 minutes.
All right, we'll be back.
A little change over time, and the weather is
Fox 26 is your Gulf Coast Weather Authority. And while our area is vast,
this storm could bring widespread flooding and dangerous winds to our entire
our forecasting zeroes in
These storm cells over the ship channel are particularly dangerous.
from your community
Memorial Park is getting hammered right now with heavy downpours.
right down to your neighborhood streets.
We're starting to see the water rise along Buffalo Bayou.
It's hyper-local coverage from your Gulf Coast Weather Authority, only on Fox 26. Fox 26 News at 9. Our breaking bond reports hold judges accountable.
A 20-year-old charged with manslaughter.
The News Edge at 10. Your clues help find the missing.
Her son never made it to his
Investigations that get results. Weeknights on Fox 26. Engaging and shareable. Visit the Fox 26 Houston Facebook page. Need a legal question answered? Fox 26 legal expert Chris Tritico can help.
But this may be a pretty sizable claim that your sister has.
Just send your legal questions to fox26law@fox.com. Then tune into Houston's morning show every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 a.m. to hear your questions answered. The news doesn't stop on weekends.
We're learning more details about a story we first brought you yesterday morning.
And neither do we.
But as we head throughout the afternoon, that's when the rain starts moving in from the southwest.
Fox 26 Morning News Weekends with Denise Middleton.
Well, now to a story you'll see only on Fox. The family of a beloved bartender in North.
And meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
Right now, we are seeing some of the heaviest rain start to push off to our
Fox 26 Morning News Weekends, Saturdays and Sundays beginning at 5 a.m.
The Fox 26 weather app with more features in one easy-to-use screen. Current weather at a glance, high-resolution interactive radar, severe weather alerts, video forecasts, and much more. It's the power of your Gulf Coast Weather Authority in the palm of your hand. The Fox 26 weather app. Download it today.
The Fox 26 YouTube page, your home for the best Fox 26 has to offer. The latest news.
Good evening, I'm Caroline Collins. Topping the rundown.
Our most popular local programs like the Isaiah Factor Uncensored.
Why the hell are so many people burnt out?
And stories you may have missed from series like Breaking Bond.
The quicker we get a grasp on what's happening.
Sullivan Smart Sense and The Missing.
Please pick up the phone and call the police. Remember, you can remain anonymous.
The Fox 26 YouTube page. Like and subscribe today.
All right, time for a look at your weather forecast as we head into the, well, just about 30 minutes before showtime for Fox 26 News at noon. Let me start by showing you what is awaiting you out there for late this morning, which is we have some of those growing, towering cumulus clouds. So this is in response to a very sort of charged up atmosphere, a lot of humidity out there, a lot of moisture. And so it doesn't take much to kind of get things growing. 82 degrees right now. You know, 82 this time of the day is not bad at all during the month of July. We'll take it. There is a south-southeast breeze, about 14 miles an hour. The heat index is 88, but again, really, that's not all that bad. Here's a look at forecast rain. Now, this comes to us from the Weather Prediction Center, which is part of the National Weather Service. And when you look at really all around the Gulf Coast here today through Saturday, it is the Texas coastline that's in for the most rain. In fact, we could potentially get in on upwards of 5 to 10 inches in some spots. It looks like the highest chance is actually going to be tomorrow and then maybe even to early in the day on Thursday. Today, we'll probably have some heavy downpours too, but they're a little bit limited in coverage, at least so far. So right now we have rain off the coastline. Most of it is light. We also have a downpour in southeastern parts of Harris County. So this is right along Highway 146. It's approaching 225. So this is in the area around Shore Acres, the Barber's Cut Terminal, and heading up to around LaPorte and the entrance to the Houston Ship Channel. No lightning coming out of this one. No cloud to ground lightning at least. And so it's just a nice, healthy downpour. And we'll also take you up here to the Navasota area where it is coming on down, and you actually do have a pretty healthy looking thunderstorm there moving right over Highway 6 around Navasota. And finally, here's what's happening around the Huntsville area. Meteorologist John Dawson is going to be up along with Delon Dillard for Fox 26 News at noon. We're going to have that for you coming up in just about 30 minutes. So I hope you'll stick around with us here on Fox Local for that.